Stop the cap, stop the cap, stop the cap. Guys, do you want more patches or less patches? Let's open up this conversation because there's some interesting perspectives. On the Weekly Toast episode 2, EE actually brought up an amazing point that a lot of us didn't think of. What if patches were only seasonal? Would that bother you? Like, be honest, if Multiversus only had seasonal patches, would that bother you, or do you consistently want patches currently? Now keep in mind, the game is an open beta, meaning there are new discoveries being made every single time, but the general I want to say point right now of these consistent patches is to make sure that the game is in its most balanced spot, or of course to get rid of the toxic stuff. We got to get rid of the toxicity and of course the easy bake oven strategies that allow people to just win without ample thought. Okay, so with that being said, I feel like a lot of people complain about the consistent patches, but at the same time, I think that they would also complain if patches were a lot less. Some people want to see the game be fresh, and by being fresh, I mean they want to see the game patched back to back to back over and over and over because it will always feel new. But I don't think that that's something to worry about with seasonal patches because the game will be changed, right? And depending on the season, that gives time for a lot of changes to happen at once if need be. Not to mention, if you still did seasonal updates, and if you can't tell, I'm pretty much in favor of that, you can actually hotfix things during the season that need immediate attention. What if something happens in the middle of the season that is completely busted and we just didn't know about it? Of course, the devs would probably just fix it up. Or what if it happens at the beginning of the season and we're like, oh fuck, the season just started and then, oh my god, we just found this out, oh no. Like, there's no way to just gonna let it rock an entire season, you know what I mean? But for doing these every 2 weeks patches, there are a lot of people that have the notion that, well, we can't let the meta develop because everybody's just asking for buffs and nerfs, which is totally fine. I've seen a lot of people complain about the whining or whatever about buffing and nerfing, and everybody wants stuff buffed and nerfed immediately and yada yada yada. And to which, you know, for like, it's making it so that people don't really want to work to learn matchups, or when does it become you and not the character, right? So with me personally, with characters that I have a hard time against, I at least take comfort in the fact that I'm still beating those characters and I still know those matchups, you know? But for other people, or people that don't really put in the time to try to learn matchups, they just think that a buff or a nerf is going to fix their problem, and in return, they still lose to those characters even post-patch. So it's just like, did it really help, you know? When does it become the player's skill or player's fault for losing or struggling in a matchup, etc.? Like, characters can be annoying, right? There are characters that I probably like fighting that you don't. There are characters you probably enjoy fighting that I probably hate fighting. But at the end of the day, I think it speaks to a player's skill of how they deal with that in the current meta that they are in. Of course, unless it's like a really big bug that you do need to get out of the game or something like that. Like, how are you dealing with those things? And I think seasonal patches give the game a unique flavor to itself, where, damn, we dealt with this all this season, okay, but the next season comes up, you're like, holy shit, look at all these changes and additions. And so that's why I'm pretty much in favor of seasonals. I think it gives seasons more theme to themselves aside from just the content that's added to the season. That's why I'm more in favor of that. But as it currently stands, with the game currently in like this pretty much early access open beta phase of its life, I do think that the patches every 2 to 3 weeks are currently at most fine. And as long as, I want to say, like, one day it slows down, then I personally don't really care at the moment. But there is a shit ton of discourse around this. And guys, I want you to be honest. Have you ever thought of seasonal patches? Straight up, have you ever thought of that? And for those that like or dislike the every 2 to 3 weeks patches, what's your reason for it and why? I'm really curious, because I know there's going to be a lot of different angles people come from in the comment section about this. So I want to hear it from you guys. What do you think about this? Let me know in the comment section below, and of course, be sure to subscribe to the channel. I think I'm gonna make a player tier list. I think that's on the horizon. Like, best 10 players in Multiversus. It'll be players, so it'll be like one player, but it's me judging like how good I think they are in the doubles format, aka the main format. So would you guys want to see that video? Let me know in the comments about that too. This is NAKAT. Take it easy. Peace out. Deuces.
When